Okay, wow. So the other video stopped, but yeah, I would like go through it and we would fight, but I'm just like, and then like when he would be like with the car club, I'd be like, yeah, they're doing some fishy shit, dude. Like I would just always be like, yeah, but now I'm just like, I'm so used to just like being alone now again, like as to being with him like mostly every day. And I'm just like, it's just hard to even like say like, yeah, this and this or this and that because he's never around. And it's like, you know, but I'm still like here. I'm still, I mean, was like, well, I'm sure like, um, I mean, I'm sure, I don't know, hopefully things will get better, but I don't know, so, because the audience is probably like, she always talks about this guy is never around, and like, yeah, I get it, like, I totally get it, but for the most part, honestly, like, you can't really be so dependent on a man that like, he just brings you down, or makes you change your life, you know what I mean? If it's for the better, yeah, but if it's just for his convenience and just to change you, like, I don't think that's right. Like, I don't think you have to change for a man. Like, a man should love you and your flaws just the way you are, and he shouldn't have to change you or want to change you, you know what I mean? So it's kind of cool, kind of no, kind of like I wish he was around, but I probably feel like I probably have to, go through some healing again, and you know what I mean, like just build up my faith, and you know what I mean, and just work on me again, so maybe if he does come along around the next time, like things will be even better than they were before, because like I'm working on myself, you know what I mean, like I'm doing, trying to better me, you know what I mean, trying to stay well grounded, like trying to stay well grounded, even though like I'm not in the best situation, like I'm still trying to make the best of things, you know what I mean, even though like I'm still surrounded with negativity sometimes. I mean, I can only hope, and I know that when my friends send me things like little prayers and stuff, I know it's the universe working in motion just to, help me get out of that negativity. You know what I mean? So I'm just like grateful for it all. You know what I mean? Like I love him, I miss him, and like I do wish he was here. But I know that it's for the best. That we just continue to just like better ourselves. You know what I mean? And in the long run, in the end, like when the time is right, I'm sure maybe he'll come around again. You know what I mean? But I do miss him, and I wish he was here. And, well, to be honest, like, I never really, like, I mean, I lived with somebody before, but, like, not oh, come home after work, come home to each other. Like, I never really had that, so I really don't know, like, I mean, when I had my apartment, like, he would come every single day, like, over there. He didn't live with me. Like, he had his own place, you know what I mean? Which he still does have his own place. I had my own place, he had his own place. And it kind of was like, okay, but then it was kind of like, no, not really, because, like, if, because I was, like, kind of, like, wanting something serious, you know what I mean? Like, and serious to me is, like, living with each other, like, coming home to each other every day, like, live with each other, like, actually live with each other, you know what I mean? Like, there with the clothes and everything. And to be honest, I never really had that. Like, I only had that once in my whole life that I lived with somebody. Of course, that didn't work out. I'm telling you, Pisces could be so crazy. Pisces could be really, really crazy. Like they're really, really sweet, but they are crazy. But that's the only time I've ever lived with anybody else. Like no, like they would just come over and stuff. So I really don't know how it is to be like that. So I'm like, I miss him. I miss his company, but like I feel like in the little time that we had, like it was mostly just physical and like because we had barely had just. I mean, we met like, and then we started dating. So it was mostly like physical. I guess if you want to say like we just jumped right into it, got straight to it, and it was that cooking. You know what I mean? Watching movies, like dating. Like we were actually dating. I'm thinking like, should I put on a little bit of eyeliner? And I think I am, just because why not? And I'm pretty sure this is pretty dry, but I do miss him, and I just wish he was here, and I wish we could just get closer to, you know, I mean, he gave me a ring and stuff, so it was like kind of official, but we would always fight. But I'm still holding that to him, like, well, there's a ring there, so, I mean, he can't really go nowhere, because I think when you give somebody a ring, like, that's saying a lot. So, but I do miss him. We would always fight all the time. All the time. It's crazy. It's crazy because I know I never really had to deal with that. I mean, I did prior, like in my past life, but I was like, this is my grown life, my grown adult life. Like, there should not be no room for none of that in grown life. And yeah, I still went through the motions with this man. Like, I really love him. We drive to, we drive to each other crazy. And he'd be like, I just want to ruffle your feathers. I was just like, what the fuck, dude? He's met my family. I brought him around my family, my cousins, my cousins. We went to a family and they get together. I brought him, you know. Oh, I kind of like the way it came out. It's nice. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna see if I could do the other side. Let's go in again. I'm doing the best I can, given the fact that this is a really dry eyeliner. It's already kind of done already, but another great product from Dollar Tree. So before I used to kind of not be jealous, but I would just be like, you're up to something and you're lying to me. You know what I mean? Like, I would just kind of be like that with him, and he was just like, you're crazy. And I'm like, no, 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 you're up to something and you're doing something. And he'll be like, yeah, think what you want. And I was just like having to look at him side eye, like, mm-mm. So I'm just gonna go back in here. But I think you get to a certain point where it's like whether they're there or not, you know, in a relationship, if you've been through so much and everything, you know, it's just like you just know that that person's not gonna leave. You know what I mean? You just know. So that's what I kind of feel, which makes it kind of better because I know like there's, I mean, he's there. Let's just do this real quick. I wish I could take a plane. I wish I could just be like, you know what, let's just do it. Let's go on a trip. I've only been on a plane once in my life, but I would like to take a trip to Mexico for sure, to the pyramids, to the ruins. You don't want to do that. Like, why would you not want to go explore Mexico? I really want to travel to Mexico. Or like Paris, France, Italy. For sure, Italy. Have some authentic Italian food. And that's about it. I mean, I would like to go see go to Yosemite. I would like to see Mount Rushmore. Go to Washington D.C. That would be a cool trip. You know, see the state's capital, which I don't think it's Washington D.C. I think it's something else. And visit the monument of Abraham Lincoln, which is really really cool because he was a really cool president. I don't know if he was the fifth president, but he is on the $5 bill. You know, just stuff like that. The Grand Canyon, which I have been there before, but I would like to do that with me and Maud.